Nope, we're live.
And yeah, we are live. This is DJ Longhair here in the house, and we got people here. Say something, guys.
I'm a people.
Something.
Hi, people.
Mox.
There you go. There you go. All right, so we got Swordman Josh. Tell them a little about yourself. I love the uncomfortable pause. Go for it.
I'm just your humble Magic player that collects sealed boxes, and I'm a fellow reject of.
Yes.
Other than that,
stuff. Okay. All right, Cryptic Commander, tell us a little about yourself.
Yes. So the Cryptic Commander is a podcast that lives by this, that stands by the mission statement. Magic the Gathering is best with a communal experience. And a big part of that's when it's stemmed from knowledge. Getting assistance where needed makes it far more enjoyable. You can
now an award-winning podcast.
Now an award. We're still up for an award. But yeah, you can find our podcast anywhere you get your podcasts.
Nice. And then we got the one, the only MTG Moxman in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, great, man. MTG Moxman here. I cover a lot of vintage reserve Magic the Gathering on YouTube, as well as upcoming sets, and we just have a blast doing it, and I'm honored to be here, boys.
Always a pleasure to have you. We might have a few others jump in. I guess they forgot it's Thursday. I don't know. But we might have a few others. I can host up to 10 people, so some craziness might ensue. But yeah, today it's all about the for me it's always about the squirrels. Just like I think they're absolutely hilarious. You know, and I don't know if they're and I'm just thinking about the old school like 80s song, you know, squirrels, squirrels, squirrels. But you know, I knew you get a kick out of that, John.
Where they go, squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's my dad. That's my dad's favorite. He does that to this day, man.
All right. I like that. I called out Tim in the chat. He's like, what? I'm like, bro.
Squirrels.
Squirrel.
All right, let me get this out. Since I start a show, I always do this. I gotta crack my purple drink. Purple drink. This requires doing things. Okay. There it is. Boom, baby. There you go. Although I have to say the MSR off the other mic was a little bit more exciting, but yeah, that's all I had. Okay. Oh, hey, Funnel Queen, how you doing? And then Chris earlier, I did say hi, but we weren't started yet. So yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about MH2 stuff. We only got Moxman for the next few minutes, so did you want to jump into spoilers first, or did you want to talk about some of the Obama drama going on about MH2?
Well, I don't know. You can take your pick about which one you want to go into. The set's very large so far. I'm seeing lots of great cards. I'm loving the set itself because it will be very. I mean, I can just see myself getting pummeled by so many cards in so many different decks that it's just like making my head get a little bit dizzy at this point. But I like that.
Yeah,
right. I like it. Like I don't know. It's good. Even the cards I don't like, I can still see why they're there. I don't know if it warrants the price tag. I'm not sure about that yet until I actually get into it and we see how things start cracking up. But it's going to be an exciting time. This is an expensive set. Wizards really can't have it fail. So I want to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know about the fetch lands. They're going to be all over the place. Definitely going to drop down the price on fetch land, so that's kind of a good thing for modern players, I guess.
The fetch land crack is there's a 7% chance per pack. It's 2 per box.
Wow.
Oh wow.
We've broken down the amount of rares in the set, divided it equally among the sheets, just to be fair about it, and it works out to about 7.2%. So 2 a box should be what you should get in a draft or set.
Okay. That makes about sense. I was thinking it was going to be like the Shocklands, where you might be able to get 3, but
every third box will have 3.
Okay. Well, hopefully that we actually do get one in a box, unlike the time-shifted foils.
I was going to say, Russ, you're not going to get any then. You're going to open a box and get nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I almost had. I was actually editing And I don't think I didn't get that one. You get nothing. I had that video queued, but did not get it right. Okay. So yeah, we know we got the fetches, but I don't know if you're only gonna get 2 a box. That's gonna make it a little rough. We have a lot of spoilers out there right now. Which we're gonna cover some, but I don't see the big price tag yet as well, especially now knowing that we're only gonna get 2.
Roughly. So at 2 per box, does that make these Zendikar Rising collector boxes a better value for getting fetch lands?
I called that out last month on my channel, saying that it could be because I myself opened 4 in one box. They were all fetch lands, but I also got 2 boxes that had 6, which had 3 fetch lands and 3 of the, fake fetch land type cards.
Oh, nice.
Are we talking about like set boosters or draft boosters? Or...
No, collector
boosters.
Because the collector box, like I can get it locally for $269.99 a box, right? So I could get 2 boxes for the price of 1 from Modern Horizons.
Is that Canadian for you, Moxman?
Yeah,
$269 Canadian.
Yeah, so if it's US, you'd be talking $220.
Yeah, because I can get them around here discounted between about $200 and $225.
Yeah.
Sounds and right. Those dipped down to like 180 for at one point.
Yes.
And it's like I'm just so sick of seeing the rest of the Zendikar set. Else I would. Because there's 2 cards I'm after. So on the fetches, I only need the green-black one out of this set. That's it.
The Veteran Catacomb, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, he's right, though. It could be a better value. And that's what people forget. The money always moves on. But a set like this, if you're looking for fetch lands, think about how many you could buy. Even the cheapest one. How many could you buy versus just buying a box?
Yeah, because the old ones are down to like $25-$30. So... Yep. I mean,
be able to buy a whole slew for the same price, right? Depends if you're
exactly
singles or after the crack experience, right? I mean, crack is literally addicted to it because it's a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, for sure, and that I totally get it. So the little drama, and actually, John, you brought this up earlier. People are like wondering why none of the cards are going to MTGA, and I'm like, well, because that's not the right format. But we're not going to see these cards necessarily in MTGA. I mean, I knew that before, but big time MTG producers are like, why isn't it in the... It's like, guys, it never was. MH2 never made it to MTGA, but, I get your concern, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Without naming any names or name dropping, there is a big stink about Modern Horizons 2 not coming to Magic the Gathering Arena. And I mean, we talked about it on the pre-show too. Who's to say that they're not coding these cards in there already? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to code all the old Modern cards too. So that's what MTGO is for. Unfortunately, the Arena format looks way better. But unfortunately, MTGO for Modern and older formats. So there you go.
It does look more visually pleasing for the eyes. Arena.
Yeah,
for sure. I totally agree. And here's one that while we still have the main reserve list guy on here, I'm sorry. Did you guys want to go in more on that? I mean, I just knew that it wasn't going to be going to Arena to begin with. I mean, I don't see why you guys are up in arms.
No, it's not everybody that's up in arms about it. You just got it's a divided line, really. And sometimes in Magic the Gathering, this big community we have, there are people, divided. And this is a topic where we're divided right now. It's not as hefty as net decking versus not net decking, or homebrews, or proxy or not to proxy. This is just Modern Horizons 2 going to Arena. Now, it's going to be out on paper. Not all of us are able to go out into the world. Not all countries are. Being a content creator,
I hope.
As a content creator, I understand this more than ever. Okay, but keep in mind that Wizards wants to make money. They're not going to turn down money.
No way.
They have a program, Magic the Gathering Online. It's been around for years. They're not doing hardly anything with it, though. I still play Magic the Gathering Online because I love Modern. To see Modern come to Arena is almost a dream, but I don't know, man. I want to wake up.
I totally agree, bud. But it's just not. That's not why they made Arena for Modern as of yet. I mean, they're pushing Standard constantly, and unfortunately, locally, no one's playing Standard. So, what are you supposed to do?
They have to, right, Swordman? I mean, I'm talking to Swordman because I know he probably agrees with me on this. Standard. If they stop selling Standard, that's going to be pretty much the beginning of the end there, man.
Yeah, that's the end of the game. But I mean, you guys are talking about the electronic format, but I've seen some of the larger content creators complaining about, I mean, Modern Horizons is supposed to be a straight to Modern set. And their complaint is you can tell cards in there that are targeted to Commander players.
Totally,
and it's just,
Commander.
It is totally not for Modern in any way whatsoever. And some of the content creators are just getting angry because this is supposed to be a Modern set, and yet it looks like a Commander set.
If I can touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Wizards is going to do that with every product moving forward. And I've seen this with some of the last products they've been doing. Sure, this might be a Standard set, but there's going to be some things in here that are going to go to Modern, like Fatal Push. There's going to be cards in here that go to Legacy. Okay? These cards are made for a certain format, Modern. Who's to say I can't go build something else out of them, or take them and put them in Pauper, or go build a Pioneer deck with them? They're meant to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. There's some people talking about the number of legendaries that we're getting in all of our current sets and future sets, and legendary screams Commander more than anything else.
I agree. But just going back on what I said, I think they're going to start doing that with every set moving forward.
Oh, I agree with you. Absolutely.
Just so they can touch all the pie.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit for Commander, a little bit for Pauper, a little bit for Vintage Legacy, whatever they want.
Yep. A little bit for collectors, a little bit for artist lovers. Yep.
Come on, sketch cards. Beautiful.
Exactly. And, they're going to be doing that. They wanted to make stuff for Modern. And there's really not too many Modern cards in here, but we're going to touch base on that when we go over some of the spoilers. But I hear you guys. So far, I've only seen like a couple Modern cards that would be viable for Modern, but I don't know. You guys know more about that than I do.
Well, the new Noble Hierarch, huh?
I know, right?
I love it. The Jund one.
It's so funny. I like it though.
Yeah,
I
love it.
Very ingenious with creating it. They didn't put forth much effort for that.
Oh no, that was like a freebie card. They said, "Hey, we can just do this and flip a card with an old piece of artwork." Awesome.
Now we just need to get the other tricolor in there. Maybe Modern Horizons 3 will have all of the hierarchs.
Are we going to call this a cycle?
Yeah.
Well, it is because they only did the enemy fetches. So yeah. All right. Well, and also the other topic too. Well, we still got because I know Moxman's going to have to bounce here soon. Yeah, skirting the reserve list. I think it's absolutely hilarious. It's like a joke, but also like
it is.
They're totally doing it. It's not as good, but it's pretty darn close too.
I did a video on this today, guys. They're talking about it in the sense like people are getting all mad. Gareth One Eye, right? And he could make a Black Lotus token. Oh, they're going to print Black Lotus tokens. No, that was already stated. They're not doing that. But what you're getting at is they're always going to reprint cards that are close to the original. Remember, the money machine's got to go burr. They got to make cash. So they don't want to reprint the reserve list in the sense like, let's just give them the Power 9. Let's give them the Time Walks and the Lotuses and Ancestral. No. If they did that, if they just printed out the good stuff, a lot of people are just going to, hey, I got the good stuff now. And they wouldn't accept any of the cards that are not the good stuff. So why not just keep reprinting cards like Ancestral Visions? Why not reprint cards like Jeweled Lotus, make them rare, make them hard to get, and keep that money just going round and round? Wizards wants you to remember the nostalgia of the old set, but they want you to move forward. They want you to get the awesome new cards. They want you to embrace these new versions with maybe one piece of the title the same, one piece of the card knowledge, like Lotus in there, or a Mox name in there. That's what they want, right? And sometimes they make the mistake like, we printed Time Spiral in the Urza block, and it was still too powerful, so they put that on the reserve list. And they move on to, Walk of Aeons. They move on to other stuff that can give you a Time Twister effect. That's all they're doing, and they're going to keep doing it. and different versions and different variations for different sets. So they can keep pumping that money out and make you happy. Very happy.
Let's put diamond on a body. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the nostalgia, they never would have brought out the time shifted cards and they brought back Time Spiral, and then now in Modern Horizons 2, we're seeing it again.
And they made it a chase card. They made it smart. They made them chase cards. Like, oh, they're not in every box. No, some people get hosed. They're really valuable, guys. They're really rare.
Nostalgia. Look at the Dungeons and Dragons alternative artwork where they got the Dungeon Master illustrations.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
But the Dungeon was it the Dungeon Master book? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the DM's book. Yeah. With the monster manual. That was the monster manual. Yeah.
Those are all the old kind of paper drawings. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a nostalgia trip, and that's
it's going to grab people. It grabbed me. Yeah. I was jumping out of my seat.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention the time shifted cards, but you got the old frames.
Yes. It's going to get a lot of people, and that's what they want to hit on. So they're going to skirt this reserve list to no end. And that's why the reserve list actually is protected. That's how you know they're not going to reprint those cards. They don't need to. It's no threat to them. They can use it as, look at these cards. They're just like it. That's why you want to buy them. And then the investors or the people who've spent tons of money or just maybe happen to have the cards feel very protected and well off and get to enjoy their cards and not worry about it. But the value is going to keep going up because they're that much rarer.
I like the movement we're seeing with the reserve list going up, though. And I got suckered into watching a video by Rudy today somehow. I don't know. And,
suckered, right? Suckered. Okay.
I got pulled in. I guess it was the title. I don't know. So I start watching the video, and he's talking about the reserve list maybe 10, 12 years ago, how it was low.
Yep.
Okay. And now all of a sudden, 2 years ago, we start seeing a big spike in it.
Yeah, he was buying cards at like 40 cents on the dollar back then.
Yeah.
I remember all kinds of people who couldn't hold their collections. I remember his videos from a couple of years ago where he's like, I'm not saying you should sell to me. I'm telling you should hold on. But if you do, I'll give you whatever the asking price is on the, buy list before they got pulled down. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. He had a whole video. Yeah. Oh, I bet.
It's all risk reward, right? He already has a big pool of cash to work with. So it's in his net benefit. Of course.
Absolutely. And I brought that up because I think it was a clickbait title. I don't remember how I got pulled in, but I got pulled in.
Was it a good video?
The first 10 minutes of it was good.
All of his videos are only 10 minutes anyways.
This was an hour-long video.
Wow.
Oh, that was today's video. I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It was today's video, and about 10 minutes into it, man, after he gets off that reserve list topic and starts talking to NFT, I'm like, I'm out, man, because, I can't follow it. I know about NFT and how it can go with Magic, but I'm not on that level yet.
No, and if it doesn't interest you, then he's lost you, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I just haven't watched it yet. I probably will after this stream and after I get dinner going. But all right. Was there anything else? Any new business?
Well, the Gareth One Eye is just gonna be a trick card, right? He's a fun card. He's for new players to enjoy the concept of old cards. He's gonna be a $15 to $20 card, and he's gonna sit there. He will be fun though. I am gonna play with him. He's gonna be a blast.
I agree with Mox, man. I think this is a noob trap, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it'll ever see a $40 mark.
No. You know what card I like today? That Piru Dragon, the Elder Dragon.
Yeah, I mentioned that too. I saw that dragon. I had to show Russ real quick.
Because he of the old, the old Elder Dragons. I remember opening Arcady Sabbath in one of the 3 packs we were allowed to buy in my town, and seeing him appear. I'm like, oh my god, this is like a real Elder Dragon, not like the fake ones on Strixhaven. This has this, the 7 casting cost. He's got the 7/7 ability. He has 3 upkeep, and when he dies, something happens. It's awesome.
You know what?
Fine. You guys keep talking about it.
Lord. That
you guys are talking about it.
Sorry. That new Merfolk
there you go.
Is pretty sweet. Yeah, that Pure is cool.
Yes, the Merfolk God. I'm glad Merfolk get a particular god just for them. I liked her too, man.
Blow that up.
That's a good card. And the ability to give it ward, that's sick.
Yeah, all your Merfolks get ward 1, right? Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to target this? Pay. Just pay.
The only thing that I wish they would have done is made it a 3/3 and made it flash so it could be a trick.
Oh, somebody goes to target your stuff, they tap out and you go, hello.
Yeah.
That's so mean. I can picture it now. You need one of those things that lets you flash in your cards. There's a few enchantments that do that. You can make that work.
You could, but it's not going to work in Modern.
No,
I mean,
in
it'll
Modern,
work in Commander, but in Modern, it would be nice if it was a 3/3 with Flash doing the same exact thing.
I think the power level in this set's just out there, man.
Yeah. Okay.
There's my
You guys are
monkey god.
bringing up a bunch of cards, and I'm like, I'm not that fast, guys.
Yeah, we're a fast talking group of people here.
I know.
Yeah,
So what was
That's
the Merfolk
god
card,
right there, but you got to find the English version.
Yeah, so if you
Oh.
click on the Japanese version, it should pull up the English translation.
Yeah, the translation's down here. Yeah, I remember this from the other day. Yeah, that was makes everyone pay. Or they have
And then
the
it
ward
has
ability
kind
on
of
it. Yeah.
a mix of all the gods.
Yeah,
'cause that
Kelvin
indestructible
as well as,
thing.
Theros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question going around in my group. I don't know how to answer it, but if you read this card, there's the question which I haven't been able to address today at all. Is
What's that?
how does it work? Like, would other Merfolk have the ward plus ward 1, or would it just be to this specific card from that rule standpoint?
So this one does not have ward, but other Merfolk do have
We'll have
ward.
ward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it makes it. It'll
did
either
say
be
other.
so
Other,
it'll be
yeah.
indestructible to make it hard to remove if you got 2 of them, or
Mhm.
you could target it and get rid of it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and
the
again-
other, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying because again, other is the key word there. You have to have 2 other Merfolk. You can't just have him out, but 2 others, then he's indestructible.
And
But
they did
everyone
this
else
one
has ward.
right. It's on an attack trigger, not on an attack an opponent. I'm so
Yes.
tired of seeing damage an opponent or attacks
Yes,
an
I said the same thing, man. Good call. I said
Yeah.
the same thing in my video. Thank God it's not like I have to deal damage. I just have to attack.
Yeah,
That's what the
correct.
indestructible is there for.
Remember those days when we did that, man? And it's like this ability goes off first.
Yeah. Type 1, type 1.5, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's
okay.
Totsky on a Merfolk.
Yeah.
It's an attack
Yeah.
trigger.
I missed those
Very
terms,
nice.
man. 1.5 and 2. I missed those terms, man.
Sorry, I want to see what this black card is real quick. Torok Dread.
Oh, Torak, the caller.
Pepper.
Yeah. This is actually the guy who created him to Torok. It's awesome.
Wow.
So he's the 2/1 pro white. I love the fact he can make, if you pay the kicker, he also discards and becomes a 4/3. I love that. And he has uses throughout the game because you can keep making people discard if you have other discard that come up, right? So it's
And
nice.
it's Endo too. I love that.
Yeah, man.
That's nice.
Okay, but when I read this, it makes me think that if somebody discards, it becomes a 3/2 because that discard 2 is 1 sentence. So that top line is for each discard effect.
That's after it comes on the field, though.
Yeah, so when it comes on the field as a 2/1, if you kick it, they have to discard 2 cards. That's done at the same time, so it should only be a 3/2, right?
No, it doesn't get the counters right away.
Yeah, no, it
When-
says
when
whenever an
Torak enters
opponent
the battlefield,
discards
if
a
the
card.
Kicker cost was paid to our opponent discards 2 cards at random. Yeah, he won't be guaranteed to get the counters. If they've got a low enough card down, you may only be discarding 1 card, right?
Right.
Yeah, if they have no hand, I mean, you're not going to get
And
any
it's not gonna do
counters.
anything, but
Yeah.
then you wouldn't pay the kicker. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, we're wrong because remember the Planeswalker ability? I'll make you discard a card, and they still uptick. So you can make them discard a card. They got no cards. They discarded, but they technically did discard a card.
Yeah, but it says here, whenever an opponent discards a card, he gets a +1/+1.
That's
so
what I
you
meant
can pay
earlier
the kicker.
Yeah.
You can make him lose it, but it doesn't mean he's going to get those +1/+1s.
That's what I was telling those two. Yeah.
Well, to me, guys, that maybe I'm missing something, but to me, it seems pretty clear that when he comes in the battlefield, right? He didn't get countered. He's put down. You put the you paid the 2, right? So he should come in as a 4/3. No.
What me and Mox are trying to tell you is if the guy has no cards in his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
But you're assuming by turn 4, they're going to have cards in hand. I mean, let's face it, Modern's fast. You put that in a really quick moving deck.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, Modern is real fast, man. Turn 3, it's over.
Yeah, Modern's supposed to be a turn 4 format all the time.
Which is
I just
amazing
haven't
to
seen the
think,
monkey
right?
yet.
Okay, I love this card just because it's a 1 casting cost. That's going with my deck with my Mox Ambers. That's usually in there.
Now, this isn't the Warp World one, right? No. Okay.
No.
And it has to actually damage a character. So yeah, you damage a
But the fact
player.
he's a monkey.
But yeah, the monkey pirate, that's just dope.
He's just awesome. I hope they have a monkey god. Come on, man. Let's get monkey as tribal.
Right?
Come on. I still want my Thralls to come back.
Me too, bud.
We're getting the Imp Recruiter back. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Where's that one that's hard to pronounce?
Oh my God.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that's from the Ivory Gargoyle. I'm sorry, from the Granite Gargoyle, right?
Yep, the one from Granite Gargoyle, yeah.
Yeah, from the cookbook. Yeah. Somebody tried to tell me, I said, no, I knew it as soon as I saw it.
Well, the funny thing is man, I forgot all about that card, right?
Did you?
Ken brought,
List.
I'm like, oh yeah, that card. I forgot about that. And then you look up the name, just Google it, and there's a whole backstory on that character.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like a huge backstory.
I'm looking for it right now, guys. Just bear with me.
It's in the multicolored section, I believe.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Right over. Yep, right there.
All right. And anyone want to try?
I put it as the card that cannot be named.
Gavin did.
I was going to say
Good Morning Magic.
Yep.
The guy who did this, he says exactly how to pronounce it.
Yeah, you break it down to syllables. Asmorin, Damar, but the DIC is dis.
Yeah.
A das and tin, a coal.
Kuldakar.
Kuldakar, yeah. DIC is a dis. It's not a,
It's not a DICK. It's a DIC.
Right. It's a DIS instead of a DIC.
That's funny.
I love it. This is someone that did the meme where it's System of the Down, You want to.
It was a content creator from Denmark or something like that. Hold on. I can find out for you. I know who created that meme. I know who created that meme.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to bring it up right now. Hold on 1 second. That's so funny that I actually know. No, the funniest meme I saw actually was Meddling Mage, and then name that one. Good luck,
Yeah.
But I'm going to pull up the guy here. The guy who created that meme that you're talking about, the System of Down one.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Chain of Commander. Yeah, Chain of
Okay.
Yep,
Nice.
Yep. Magic the Gathering content creator. It's going viral, man.
Yeah, good for him, man. That's epic, as it should. Because like first thing I saw, I was like, "Oh, dude, this is self-righteous suicide song, chop suey."
While we're on, let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit here, though. You get that other card, which is the cookbook, right? The Underworld cookbook.
Yeah.
Also, you sacrifice 2 foods, and target creature deals 6 damage to itself. This looks like an auto include for any what's the red black decks? I'm missing out here.
Yeah, but the token food deck. Yeah.
Rakdos food sacrifice. Rakdos sack also.
Yeah.
Cat oven.
Yeah, cat oven. This is going to be another. This is an auto include, man. This guy right here is sick.
So good.
Yeah.
6 damage to itself. It's almost like you're giving red.
That's epic.
Yeah,
that is epic.
All right, gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it is my time to run away. It was a pleasure as always seeing you all. Have a great one tonight, okay, everyone?
Thanks, Mox
Right.
man.
Later,
Thanks, Mox,
guys.
for cruising, bud. Appreciate
Anytime,
it.
man. See you guys soon.
All right. So, is there any other
microphone there, bud?
What's that?
I heard you lean into the microphone there.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I have to be like right on top of it because this is a dynamic mic. So I will probably get a another condenser mic, but I'm loving having the AC on, so I'm loving this.
Right.
Because it's gonna be hot as all heck here real soon.
You want the dynamic mic. You don't want a condenser mic.
Oh right. No, but I like the freedom with the condenser mic though. It's like I don't have to be like making out with this dang thing,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really a Chevrolet commercial?
I think so. Yeah, we're now sponsored by Chevrolet. Just kidding.
Which would be a good time to talk about the sponsor.
Yeah, I was just grabbing the cards right now. All right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
You can see I had some good stuff right there. Yeah. All right. Make sure you guys stop by our sponsor. Also sponsors John here too, so it's pretty dope. North Valley Games. Go get yourself some singles. You can get 10% off your purchase. DJL 808. Ooh, with a nice little blur there. Also, if you guys are selling too, they'll add 10% to the buy list price. So pretty sweet. Go check it out. Okay. That was it.
Really good people, man.
No, they're really good guys. They're really good guys. Trust me. Jeff and JJ are awesome. What were you gonna say, John?
I was going to say I love those guys over at North Valley Games, man. Not just because they're my sponsor, but because of the speediness of getting the product delivered.
Oh yeah, they're on it.
In. I mean, they come with like perfect fits and top loaders, and it's like, wow, they go all out, man.
It is very nice. MTG Gaming, Bob. Did you like miss roll call? You can still pop in if you want, bud. All right. Let's get into some of these spoilers because I haven't even seen like half of these because a lot of them came out today. I know that you all seen the squirrel ones, but
yeah,
I want to see the squirrel ones, but
I know you're. I'll say too. Back in 2006, when they started making some more squirrels,
yeah.
I was excited back then in 2006 to see more squirrels, and nowadays it's 2021. It's about time, man. I mean, you can actually build a tribal deck out of squirrels now.
Yeah, there's a ton in this set. And I want to also say this is, of course, geared towards Commander more, of course. But this is actually not a bad Commander because it's not just any token. Any token that you spawn, you get to put a 1/1 scroll token out there, right? I'm not reading that incorrectly.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, but I understand how it says legendary and how you just, immediately, your reaction is almost anybody nowadays. Oh, Commander, right? But the fact that it's legendary just means I'm not going to have more than one out unless I copy it with a token or something. So, I mean,
right.
It's a
so in modern, you'll run a maximum of a 2 of.
Right. You're going to put 2 of these in your deck, right? Anyway,
right.
This right here is a legendary squirrel. How many legendary squirrels do you have right now?
I know we have Toadski. That's it, right?
Okay. So my point is this is a great include for Squirrel Tribal.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that it's legendary shouldn't be a turnoff.
No, it wasn't a turn off to begin with. I was just saying that it's awesome for tokens. Any token that you're creating, whether it be treasures or other creatures or whatnot, you're also getting a bonus 1/1 squirrel. So pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now you sacrifice X squirrels, and it gets a plus X, minus X to a target creature. So kind of an interesting little kill spell if they don't have indestructible. Well, actually, no. Even if they have, no, it's perfect against indestructible. What am I talking about?
I was going to say it's going to go against indestructible because
exactly.
One of the only ways you're going to get rid of indestructible.
Yeah, exactly. So it has it built in, so it's pretty sweet. There's a combo with this one and a black card from Ixalan. Was it Pitiless Treasure or something?
Okay.
Man. I have to look it up. Basically, okay. I had it all queued up, guys. I'm sorry. But basically, it's the one where something dies, you put out a treasure. Do you know what I'm talking
Pitiless
about?
Plunder?
Yeah. Because you sack a squirrel to do the thing, and then you put out a treasure, therefore you put out a 1/1 squirrel, and then you can just keep going.
Yeah.
Well, that ends up being
infinite.
a board wipe for all the creatures except for yours on the table. It's not really it'll give you infinite ETBs and it'll give you a board wipe for all the creatures on the table, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So you'd have to have a third part of that to actually make it something that's game winning. When I think of a combo, I think of something that ends a game, not just a board wipe.
Right.
Well, it's an infinite combo is what I was trying to say. Whether it's like that awesome, but I was just saying that was one of the ones that was pointed out to me. Anyway, moving on. But this is actually not a bad commander, obviously, and it's not just squirrels. This is actually pretty decent, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can run the same thing. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Would that go infinite with the altar?
It's a warrior. It's going to go in warrior decks. It's also going to go in party decks too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's move on here.
To be honest, I don't see it at a green and 2. I don't see it as a modern card.
Yeah. Okay.
It's too slow for modern.
Correct. I agree with that statement.
Got you. Yeah. Just see this one here, Sarah's Emissary. Wow. It's pretty cool, I guess. That's it. Was there any other cards that you guys were like, "Oh my god," about, or what?
I got to go through them more. Just keep going through. The Noble Hierarch was a good one they came out with.
Ignoble Hierarch, right?
Yep, the Ignoble Hierarch. There's the one that just got today, which is 3 blue. It's got choose one out of 3 modes. Counter target spell. Target player draws 2 cards. Or the third one was weird. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Control of target permanent with mana cost 1 or less. Or I think it was mana cost 1. So you can steal their soul ring, basically.
Do you know the name of it?
Yeah, I'll go.
Oh, here it is. Fractured Sanity?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
No, that's not it. That's not it. It is.
That's the mill card, yeah.
That's the mill card. Keep going. It's definitely 3 blue. 3 hard blue.
I'm looking.
It just got spoiled today too, so.
Three heart blue. I'm looking. Look, it's just so shiny.
I'm gonna go find it for you. I'm gonna go find it for you. Go ahead and go on to the next stuff, guys, while I try and find it.
Okay, thank you. I'm just like, what? I'm at the top page, and you guys are all jumping around. I'm like, ah.
Oh, fine.
Okay. There we go.
I will say that there's a lot of modular in this set, which I was a little surprised about.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with that. I'm hoping that I can find a card quick enough here to where you guys can kind of explain a little bit.
Okay, here it is. It's called Archmage's Charm.
Oh, that's a reprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 blue. Choose one. Counter target spell. Target player draws 2 cards or gain control of target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less.
Yeah, I got it sitting back here in my card catalog. That's a reprint.
Except for they now have mana value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh like that, but come on. It's a new.
I'm still not pulling it up. What the heck?
Probably because your site you're using, man. Probably the site.
Okay, yeah. No, it's probably the site, man.
What are you using? Mythic Spoilers?
Yeah.
There's one. I use a different website. I forget.
I use Scryfall.
That's not the one I use, but
what's the one you use?
I don't know. I gotta go find it. Oh man.
Oh boy.
I think it's MTG Salvation, I think. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's MTG Salvation is what I use.
The ads, man. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, they even have the ones on MTG Salvation that don't have pictures for it yet.
I love it. Do you see this right here? It's Academy Manufacturer Artifact Creature at. Okay. There it is. The upheaval that you're talking about? No,
it's Archmage's Charm. You could actually just go to Card Kingdom and type in Archmage's Charm since it's a reprint.
It's a reprint, yeah. They just changed one word.
Yeah, they changed CMC to mana cost.
Mana value.
Mana value.
Yeah. Because of the whole Planeswalker on one side and Creature on the other, how the shenanigans can be played where I can do this for the low cost and then flip it around. You know, now we got to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we can call it mana value now.
This one I am stoked about. We talked about it, but I just love it for Jund. And it has 1 health less as well as than the Noble Hierarch.
No, Noble Hierarch's a 0/1 also, isn't it?
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, exact same thing, really.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how much work they had to do on this one.
Yeah, it was like
a give me, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, one of the cards that I'm actually interested in is actually an uncommon. I'm curious how it will play out, and that's the Mono Skeleton.
Scroll up for 1 second, bud.
Okay.
Upheaval's back?
Yeah. Well, Upheaval's new.
No,
that's
a reprint.
And hey guys, I do apologize if I'm missing you guys in chat. Unfortunately, I'm in a different screen altogether, so I'm not catching all your comments there, guys.
Oh, you're right. It is a reprint. It's from Odyssey.
All right, cool. I was going to say, I was guessing myself about ready to look it up.
I didn't play during Odyssey at all, so I'm completely blank on like the Lorwyn Odyssey time block of phase.
I got you. Yeah, Odyssey. I got too many of those rares, I like to admit.
Okay, so I'm actually excited. You guys are excited too about the artifact lands that are duels.
Yes.
They do come in tap, but they're indestructible. They're not fetchable. However, it's still pretty cool. I mean,
well,
you take a planeswalker ability like Nissa and turn this into a 3/3 creature. It's indestructible from the get-go. There's nothing added on to this. It's almost like that one card they were using.
Nissa, definitely.
Yep.
That, you know what card I'm talking about? There was one green, one other. It was automatically hex-proof when it's not tapped.
Yeah.
So this one right here is just a freebie. And, I mean, I can already see the shenanigans you're going to pull off with this. It's an artifact land. And Modern needs these. Weren't the only ones we had before banned?
Live.
Yeah, they were all banned.
Open.
Okay. I mean, affinity for artifacts a thing.
Well, it died in Modern because of some bannings, but it may make a turnaround back.
It still is a thing. I mean, I understand cranial plating and skull clamp and all that stuff too, but
now it's the hammer time deck. The closest you're going to get to a affinity deck in Modern right now is a hammer deck.
Well, what about that one they did with the Worlds deck, where the guy would do the affinity for artifacts, and then sacrifice everything and put down to flying 4/4s?
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's a thing. You know,
yeah, it is.
I mean, I play against a lot of affinity for artifact decks, and I'm telling you, man, even Frog Mite can be a threat. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know,
are you seeing this? Like the alt art. I didn't realize that they were. I thought this was only going to be going into D&D with the sketch stuff, but they're doing it on this one too.
No, so the sketch stuff for D&D is going to be for the monster manual artwork. This is going to be the sketch layout that they submitted before they actually did the final artwork, submitted to Wizards.
I got you. We're getting that treatment for showcase variety here. Apparently, look at that fractured sanity.
We're gonna get treatment and then some, Russ. I'm gonna give you.
I know.
I'm gonna give you the heads up right now, bud, because I see you on your channel doing a lot of collector boosters openings. I think from a consumer standpoint, okay, if I just take myself away from the content creator role, I think the future is going to be nothing but collectors versions and set booster packs. I think we're seeing the end of draft boosters.
Yes, we are.
It's sad because it's what I grew up with, and I think I'm not alone in this area.
It is, and I, as a content creator, I wish it was just draft boosters. It would be so much easier, you know.
Right.
I mean, I'd like seeing the fancy stuff, but yeah, to get even remotely any of your value back, you have to get collectors, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So not only are they doing the hack art here, or the rough draft copy art. We have the full extendo art, right?
Right.
And then extendo alt art. And then, of course, we have the fancy old school time shifted borders.
Which, if history repeats itself, sometimes it does, some of these alternative artworks that look better are going to be cheaper than their counterparts.
Yeah. Well, most of the people are going to be trying to go for the old school art, the time shifted art, is what they're calling it. Like the first sliver, you see that's back.
Yeah.
There's the cookbook. Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna see some of the old cards here too. Yeah, Force of Negation's back, of course, but in old school border.
Well, they need to print money, right?
They got to do it, yeah, for sure.
Now, swords, are these the original swords or these new swords?
No, these are new swords.
There's only one new sword that has been spoiled so far. The other swords are old frame from Modern Horizons 1.
Okay.
There is one new sword, that Hearth and Home right there.
That's what I was thinking, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember this guy.
Yeah, so far they spoiled one new sword, and then,
wait, what about the pro blue and white one? That's old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's old.
Okay.
So let's read this guy right here. This was 3, just like the other ones. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from green and white. Nice. And whenever equipped creature deals combat to a player, exile up to one target creature you own. Then search your library for a basic land card. Put both cards on the battlefield under your control. Then shuffle. Oh man, as if that one blue-white companion needed more tools.
Yeah. Definitely. So,
from a modern standpoint, though, how many basics do we really run in modern?
Good question. When you're running Blood Moon, I know I have 15 in the sideboard.
I will actually tell you that one of the cards that I'm curious about from a modern perspective is that Monoscallion. It's just an uncommon.
Where's it at, Russ?
Yeah, I know.
Russ.
Yeah, no kidding, guys.
It's
really?
an artifact uncommon.
So it's going to be in colorless.
Yep. I'll give you a chance to find it.
There's colorless.
We're getting the disc back. Okay.
English, man. What was
it? Right there, Monoscallion.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
So,
is this a Scallion, but a smaller one?
Right, but what I'm curious about this is because it's got the 1 mana remove a +1/+1 counter, and it has kind of a Walking Ballista-esque type thing. But in the Heliod Company deck, if you hit Walking Ballista off of Coco, it dies immediately. This won't die. So it allows it to hit the battlefield. Now you have to dump some mana into it, so you don't have an immediate infinite combo online, but it doesn't die to a Coco with Heliod Company.
Right. Yeah, I like this card right here, man.
Wait, how are you getting more counters on it, though?
Oh, there's many ways in Modern to do that.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying, like, it only has one counter on it. I mean, there's Proliferate and several other abilities. I'm just saying,
there's a lot of abilities in Modern.
Yeah, so with Heliod Coco, you use Heliod Suncrown's ability to give it lifelink, and then whenever it pings somebody, Heliod gives it another +1/+1 counter.
And Russ, let me further explain to you that what he's telling you is the most optimized play for this card. So with Heliod in this combo with Coco, what he's telling you is it's so broken with this combo that there's no way you're going to combo this card with another card to be more stronger than that.
Right.
Oh,
the only difference is normally with that, you run 2 combos in that deck. One is Heliod and with Spike Feeder, which will give you infinite life.
Right.
And then the other one is you run Heliod with Walking Ballista, and you have to give Walking Ballista lifelink to be able to do infinite damage. However, when you drop a Coco, you can get 2 creatures off of that. And if you try to drop a Walking Ballista, it comes in as a 0/0 because you can't put mana into it. Right. This will still come in as a...
Because you can put mana into it.
Right, you can put mana into this, and it comes in as a 1/1, or it comes in as a 2/2, and then you just have to dump mana into it to get the +1/+1 counters off. So from a Coco perspective, this doesn't die like Walking Ballista does. I'm curious if this will make it into Heliod Company, or whether Walking Ballista will stay. And if Walking Ballista gets banned in Modern, this becomes the immediate shoe-in to make that deck viable again.
Absolutely, I agree with that statement 100%.
I see what you're saying.
Walking Ballista is just so powerful. I'm not seeing why it wasn't banned a long time ago. You know.
You mean Walking Ballista?
Yeah.
But this, I'm actually kind of curious with this coming out if Ballista gets banned after Modern Horizons 2 gets released in the next banning cycle.
I like the flavor text of this card.
Yeah, the unfinished body with unfinished business. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm high on this one because I actually play Heliod Company.
Okay.
And I'm debating about whether replacing the Walking Ballistas with this card.
You can play test it, man. You know, I don't think you're going to get the success you're looking for. I mean, when you play against that, yeah, you know, sideboard at least, right?
Yeah, so you can sideboard it, or you could run 2 of each. Mm-hmm. I mean, it gives you some options there.
Yeah, 2 of each does sound reasonable. It's a good slot.
And then that one that's right next to the Monoscallion, the liquid metal, whatever it is, it's in Japanese there. That one's kind of interesting also. It plays off of liquid metal coating, except it doesn't allow you to hit lands. So with Karn out, it doesn't allow you to just annihilate somebody's land base, but it also is a mana rock. So
Absolutely.
this one's kind of interesting also, in my opinion. I don't know. I think a lot of times that the strategy of a deck is mostly made up in the commons and the uncommons that go into it, and your rares and your mythics are your game winners. So without the baseline of the commons and the uncommons, you just don't have a winning strategy. If you make a deck of all rares, more than likely you're not going to win.
Right. No, correct, man. I see people do that so much. It's like, wow, your deck's so powerful because you got like 38 rares in there. Well, that might be the case, but without my other spells, this deck's just not going to work the way I want it to.
Well, sorry, let me interject real quick here, guys. I just like the versatility of it. I'm not thinking combos in advance. I'm just thinking, oh, dude, you can tap it for a colorless, or you can make something an artifact. So it's just pretty cool. It's only to the end turn, but still, it's not bad. Nice little universal card. Pretty sweet.
Actually, I like that one blue card that came out in this set too, where it turns all your artifacts where you can tap them for blue mana.
Oh.
Yeah, that's in this set too. It's a blue card. I forget what it's named, but all your artifacts can just tap for blue mana.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
It's actually Urza's something, isn't it? It harkens back to Urza, Lord High Artificer, if I remember right.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I saw it today and I was like, wow, that's sick. Think of the shenanigans, man. I mean, it might be the next one up. No. Okay.
No, if it's today, it's probably on here. Because Mythic is usually won't get their stuff till later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can try and find it again, man.
Yeah, no, because this is like I'm having to scroll through here. It's like really, that's not efficient.
Go back a little bit. Go back to the left a little bit.
Okay.
No, that's the same card repeated over and over. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what's that about?
Anyway, I mean, yeah, this set right here, I understand what you meant earlier too by, a lot of us geared toward Commander, but
yeah, that's what you guys were talking about earlier. Yes.
I just want to say too that I think the future of Magic is leaning toward Commander.
Yeah, it is.
A buddy of mine the other day, he's been playing Type 1.5 and Type 2 like his whole life. He doesn't know the term standard or modern or legacy or vintage or anything like that, but he's been playing these formats his whole life. And the other day he looked at me for the first time and said, I'm going to go ahead and build that 100 card deck, man. I'm like, really? So I just think it's the future, man.
I'm liking this Urban Daggertooth.
It's a dinosaur.
Well, of course, I love dinos, but the vigilance is cool, but I like it when it gets damaged, it proliferates. So that's pretty interesting to me.
You remind me of that Led Zeppelin song, A Whole Lot of Love. You got love for squirrels.
I do.
Hey, there is crab support in this set. I know that my my stepson's going to absolutely love the fact that there's crab support in this set.
Did you see that new one where all crabs get +1/+1?
Yeah, that's the enchantment, the Scuttle Tide. That's the crab support I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. You got to have 4 different card types in your graveyard, and then all your crabs get +1/+1.
But you pay 1 and discard a card, and you make a 0/3 crab. So pay a couple of mana, make a couple of crabs, give them all +1/+1, and go to town.
I can see having a tribal crab deck, man.
He's got a tribal crab deck.
Who does?
Nice.
My stepson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did a hard to build tribal decks, and I did turtle tribal before our legendary turtle even came out, and he did crabs, and our other buddy did spiders. So spiders, of course, had the most support.
Yeah, there's a ton of spiders.
But yeah, it's pretty hard to build crabs and pretty hard to build turtles. I'll tell you that for certain.
Vengevine a spider or no? I forget.
He used there's a spider that's black green that it has like an undergrowth.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Hold on, Bruce. Yes, the samurai frog. They were talking. I was just like, bruh, awesome samurai frog.
All right.
Sorry, go on, guys.
Oh no, you're fine. Sometimes you got to rein us in.
No. You guys are awesome, man. I'm going with you, but like you guys are jumping around, so I'm like, PTSD over here, like wanting to get to the card that you guys are talking about.
What about that one white one, Esper Sentinel?
Let's see, Esper. Where? Okay, is it?
So
One
it's
white.
one white for a 1/1, and whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, you get to draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is its power.
Right.
White needs any card draw it can get.
Oh, I found it. Wait, you guys are already done.
But it's
I found it.
But it's also an artifact creature. So I mean, I'm pulling this one and slotting it into my Teshar EDH deck immediately.
And it's a human.
It's a human.
Yeah. So will it go into Modern Humans for card draw? I mean, they're playing.
It's cheap enough.
It's cheap enough, mana value wise, and it does give you some card draws. So I'm kind of curious.
White desperately needs card draw. So there you go. That's actually not bad.
And Modern Humans plays white as a solid color because they have to play Champions of the Parish.
Nice.
Delirium, that's what it was. I remember now. Because that we were talking about Scuttletide just a second ago.
So yes, even though we were talking about some of these cards look like they are specifically kind of set and they look like they are for Commander, there are still a bunch of cards that may eke themselves into currently, top tier Modern decks. They'll just have to be play tested and see whether they can hold the test of time or not.
Yeah. I don't think Phantasmal Dreadmaw is going to go anywhere, guys. It's once it becomes a target of a spell or ability, you got to sacrifice it. It's got 6/6 trample.
Yeah, and it's for 4. It's too slow.
Yeah, way too slow. Once it becomes a target of a spell or ability, which is going to happen now, it's dead. It's like, well, that was a waste of a turn.
Well, I heard you guys it was in some chat that I was in recently, and I think Life Totals brought it up to my attention too. There was like a single card that killed Tron. I don't think it's this one I'm seeing here, but there was another card that was out. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Or
yeah, and it doesn't kill Tron. It will hurt. It will kill Eldrazi Tron, but it does not kill any other variation of Tron.
It was a colorless counter spell, correct?
I don't remember the name of it, but I know exactly what it does. It's 2 colorless mana to cast it, and then if you play a spell and you did not use any colored mana to cast that spell, then it counters the spell. There you go, Void Mirror.
That's it, yeah.
So the problem here is the only thing that it is going to affect is Eldrazi Tron, because Eldrazi Tron in its current mana base in Modern uses absolutely 0 colored mana except for a Cavern of Souls, and they typically only run one of a Cavern of Souls. And that means that they'll be able to play Eldrazi, because they'll be able to name Eldrazi, but they won't be able to play their Karn the Great Creator, which is what makes that deck great. So it really hurts Eldrazi's Tron. Green Tron or Standard Tron or Blue Tron or Red Tron or any of the other Tron variants, being since they use colored mana, it's not going to hurt them. This is a hoser for Eldrazi Tron only. And it will affect things like Force of Negation, because if you're casting it for free, because you're not using any mana. And it will affect things like Prime Time, because they're going to be using the 0 mana green search card. My mind went blank. You have to pay 2 green and 2 colorless your next turn, or you automatically die, or you might automatically lose the game. It's going to affect that. So, it will affect some things, but it certainly does not harm anything in the way of Tron except for Eldrazi Tron.
Yeah, and that's what everyone's talking about, is that Eldrazi Tron is just like no bueno now because this one card. It's crazy.
Yeah, because the only thing they have to deal with that is they'll be able to play their Eldrazi with a Cavern of Souls. And you're running 4 expedition maps to be able to go find that. But you can't you're basically losing 15 cards of your deck because you can't play Karn the Great Creator, which allows you to go dig for your answers for anything you're dealing with, because that's the way Eldrazi Tron is formulated. Your sideboard is your wish board for Karn the Great Creator, and that card hoses Karn the Great Creator in Eldrazi Tron.
Yeah, Tron's one of those decks where almost anybody getting into the format of Modern, they're like, oh, maybe I should do that.
I'll flat out tell you the reason I got into Tron was because buying the Tron lands and buying 4 expedition maps is a hell of a lot cheaper than buying fetch lands.
Right.
I'm not finding that card, man. The one I was talking about where you can just tap any artifact to get 1 blue mana. I'm sure it'll come out later.
I'm just pulling this one up because it looks cool. The Extruder.
Oh, I can't believe Echo's back. I hate Echo. That is such a horrible card. Unless if you can combo with it with that sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I haven't thought far enough ahead to see if you can play this card and combo out with it immediately before you get to that Echo cost.
Well, you can. I mean, just by looking at it, you can sacrifice it before that upkeep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but that just gets you a +1/+1 counter on a creature.
Yeah. I mean, it's not worth it at that point, especially
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem. It's
I'm
one of those junk cards. I just looked at it because it looked cool. That was it.
Bottle gnomes. Did we really need another bottle gnomes?
Oh, the new gnomes. Yeah.
No, bottle gnomes. It's reprint.
No, it's not bottle gnomes anymore.
What?
It's a different gnome, isn't it?
Go back to it. It's
it's on here.
Bottle golems.
Golems. It's not gnomes.
Yeah, it's completely different than bottle gnomes. So it basically gives you the same thing, except bottle gnomes is like a 1/3, and you can sacrifice it and gain 3 life.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 3/3 for 4, and when it dies, you gain life equal to its power. And bottle gnomes is like 2 mana, and this is like 4 or something like that.
Yeah. At common and trample too, though.
Yeah.
Not bad. Still too slow for modern.
It's not. Yeah, it's slow for modern, but it's nice. It's nice for level 4 for the trample too. That's
I guess in a draft environment.
Now, if you want to see a card for modern, pull up Suspend.
Blue.
Yeah, 1 blue.
Yeah, I ran across that earlier. Oh god, no, split card. Are you kidding? Okay. There it is.
Last week we talked about they're going to do a new kind of a split card. I thought it was going to be like a front and back. And look, they put it on top and then sideways.
Yeah.
So let's check out Suspend here. I mean, let's suspend an Eldrazi.
The biggest threat that they against you. Yeah. So this could be a blue removal, basically.
I think I may slot this into my mono blue Tron deck to be able to play my Emrakul.
I'm going to main deck this.
Yeah. Main deck this, main deck 4 of these, main deck 4 Emrakuls.
Yeah.
And then hold up your Force of Negations and your counter spells, which will now be legal in Modern, to be able to get into a counter war when your Emrakul tries to resolve.
Okay, so for the fact that it's 1 blue.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, your Emrakul will drop on turn 3, but then there's a lot of ways to be able to remove time counters quicker.
Yeah.
And then you're on turn 3, you don't have to do anything, and you'll have all of your mana held up after your untap step to be able to finish that counter war with whoever you're playing against to make sure that your Emrakul hits the battlefield.
Wow.
I'm curious if Suspend will create a new sneak and show style deck where it's more like show, because you're going to show exactly what you're doing. You're going to broadcast it 2 turns in advance, but you should be able to by that turn when you
should be fine. I mean,
you should be absolutely fine because you'll be able to hold up your counter spells and your Force of Negations and everything else.
Absolutely. This only costs you 1 blue, which is not going to hurt you as a blue player.
Yeah, this is a drop your Emrakul suspended on turn 1 and then wait until you can just smash face.
Well, Josh, I'm glad you asked us to pull this card up. I love it.
I figured you would, fellow Modern player that you are.
So question on the Suspend, right? So is it technically on the battlefield or not? Like
no, it's in exile. It can't be affected.
Right.
Okay, so when it's unsuspended, right, then you can counter it or you can't.
Yes. It can be countered. It gets cast for 0 mana. So your Void Mirror will actually counter the Suspend card.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you're not casting it. You're playing it.
Yeah, Oh, is it a play or is it a upkeep, remove a time counter when the last play it without paying its mana cost? So it's still that phrasing's weird, but it's still as if you're casting.
I actually had this discussion earlier, and I'm glad we brought it up here. So the way the cards are worded actually does matter. Okay. So when it says play, so you got shenanigans like polymorph, and we've skirted our way around it a few times in this episode on your show here, that you can polymorph or you can play something without hard casting it. Okay. But when you cast something, that's totally different because you got cards that interact with play and you got cards that interact with cast. So it definitely matters how the card's worded.
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused because it says play and not cast. So
yeah, a lot of newer players will say, "Oh, it means the same thing." No, it doesn't actually.
Yeah, it's just some technical something there. Yeah,
just when you think a card's so broken, wow, that's too broken. How can I beat that? It's like, well, there's always a way around something.
Right. This one looks gnarly. I'm just picking random cards because you guys are going to bring up a card as soon as I bring up one. So I'm just going to pull this one up because it looks cool.
You just like the artwork. It's uncommon.
Yeah. I know it's uncommon and it's a demon. So, my interest is piqued, but it's super expensive. But I was trying to see what this unearth thing is. I know that's an old term for you guys, but
yeah, it came
out graveyard
commands, I think, with the lower one block and all that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Exile it at the end step. Got it. Okay.
I remember.
Interesting.
So Dredge used to play Unearth a lot too, and want to purposely mill yourself or get milled. And they were dream matchups apparently against me because I'm mill, and they would mill their own deck, and then I'm helping mill them. So then all of a sudden they can unearth all these creatures for a cheaper cost, which can come back and bite me in the boo-boo,
Yeah. No, I heard that.
This is too slow even for the unearth cost.
Yeah, no, it's totally slow. But I was just like, oh, the art looks cool.
Yeah.
What is this?
Warp World. They have a new Warp World.
Yeah.
Was that Glimpse of Tomorrow? Is that the name of it?
I think that's what it is. The red suspend Warp World equivalent.
Yeah. Are you familiar with that card, Russ? Warp World?
No, I'm not. No.
I hate that card. I hate it.
You might want to look that one up or go back just a screen there. One screen to that red card you're just looking at there. Right there. Glimpse of Tomorrow.
Glimpse of Tomorrow right there.
Yeah, check that guy out.
Got Chef's Kiss. Glimpse of Tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically this is Warp World.
Okay. Shuffle permanents you own in the library. Reveal that many cards on the top of your library. Put all non or permanent cards revealed this way. Okay. Interesting. But it's still so for 2, you shuffle all your permanents into your library.
Well, for 2, you put it on the battlefield exiled with 3 suspend counters. 3 turns later, this pops off.
Okay. Interesting.
Which makes it too slow for modern because by then you're good.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say so anything that's like suspend 2 or more is like what? That doesn't make sense for modern.
Except for suspend. Suspend on with 2 suspend counters is perfect.
Right.
For 2, yeah.
Suspend 3 in modern's not good because that's a whole lot of telegraphing,
I was checking out this other one. It's kind of like a command card. It's interesting they gave a counter type ability. It's just a loyalty ability of a planeswalker, but this one you probably put in with your squirrels, obviously, because it spawns 2 squirrels for 2. It's not bad. Exile target card from a graveyard. Yeah, it gains 3 life.
This actually this makes me want to build a 5-color control deck. Just this card alone. This is good for modern.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. There's an actual modern card in Modern Horizons 2? No.
This is a good modern card right here, man.
This is a good modern card. I mean, it's because it's at instant speed. If the way they could have screwed the pooch on this one is if they did it at sorcery speed, but at instant speed, it's a decent card for modern.
And I'll tell you what, one green and one other.
That's dope. Yeah.
Whoa, this should have been mythic rare.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're going to get a command. You get to choose 2 modes. Let's not even go with what the modes do, okay? You get to choose 2 modes for one green and one other.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. That's sick.
Yeah, in a control deck, I mean, you can use that top ability to just make some 1/1 little squirrels to finish your opponent off, but the stifle on a planeswalker is not bad either. Yeah. And neither is exiling. I mean, you can exile a Croxa.
Yeah.
And I mean, the least thing that you're concerned about is gaining 3 life.
Yeah, exactly.
That card's probably never going to be used, just like with Cryptic Command. I remember drawing a card was never really the one I was using, but yeah, this right here just so sick, man. I mean, after reading it a couple of times for how long it's been on your screen,
yeah,
mythic rare, man.
Hey, Bruce, thanks for joining us, man, and sticking around. Really appreciate it.
I mean, if you're wanting cards that will actually go into Modern, I mean, I think Grief's going to make a show.
Lightning Greaves?
No, Grief, the black card, Grief.
Yeah, that's been spoiled. It's been spoiled. It's out.
Yeah, I think it'll make it into Modern somewhere. Mm-hmm. Maybe Mono Black Hand Disruption, Grief, Rankle, Thought Seize.
It's so funny to hear Rankle in Modern. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, I play Rankle in Modern.
There was something. I don't remember exactly. I think we talked about it last stream actually, with Grief, where you don't even have to pay its cost somehow, and you're doing the things.
Yeah, it's that Evoke down there. That's an alternate casting cost.
Yeah, Evoke. So there's a whole bunch going on here. Remember when I told you there's a card where you tap an artifact, it produces 1 blue?
Yeah.
They also have Convoke back in this set. And also, there used to be affinity for artifacts. Now we have affinity for other things, like enchantments and affinity for creatures. And
I see. I just want to see what this troll guy was about here. Yeah,
right, Josh? Wasn't it only 2 affinities? Affinity for artifacts and affinity for something else, right?
The only one that I remember playable was affinity for artifacts.
I know playable, but I'm saying there was.
I'm trying to remember because it's not triggering my mind because it wasn't playable.
Yeah, I know. But just saying that I'm glad that they are testing the waters with other mechanics that were like the older mechanics, but are still playworthy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The card I just looked at looked fun, though. I mean, it's sorcery, but still, you can just bring out some beefy legendary in your graveyard with a negative 1/1 counter on it, but it seems kind of cool.
Oh, see, now that's like what, Persist or something like that?
Yeah.
That's really good. Oh, well, look, the card's name's Persist. Look. That's pretty good, man. To do that to any card that doesn't have Persist, it reminds me of the card Lifelink.
Yeah.
I can see some broken stuff with that, definitely.
I can see him do this to all the mechanics. Here's a card called Ward. Here's a card called Trample.
Yeah.
It means that we don't have to have those stupid counters for, what was that, Ikoria?
No, this means we're still going to have them. It means we're still going to have those. Now, you can go out of your way to get the cards to use them as tokens for those counters, but, I think that we're still going to be using those counters, man.
Now, one I'm curious if it will spawn a new Modern deck is the new Ranger. Well, the old Ranger, new reprint.
The Quarian?
Quarian Ranger,
I was talking about this two round tables ago. Russ is making an elf commander deck. I don't think you have Quarian Ranger in your deck.
I'd have to see. I don't know that I necessarily do.
It's in this. It's 1 green. It's in the spoiler.
It's been pretty cost prohibitive for a lot of people because it's such an old card. But I'm curious.
I have a lot of them. How much does it cost?
Oh, I mean, let's find out.
No, I think I have this card, but it is not in my deck. No.
Well, you definitely want this card. I mean, it's from an older set, like Legions or something like that.
It's from Visions. It's
I
from
know
all the way back in Visions.
Visions. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I think I did pick this one up, but I'm not using it.
Yeah, so Quirion Ranger, I actually run it in an Ashaya commander deck, and it's one of that and Scrib Ranger make all of your infinite loops possible.
Yeah, you definitely put this in your deck, Russ.
Yeah, so I'm curious if I can pull this into a modern deck and do some shenanigans with it, because obviously a lot of things have changed since Visions and what we can do with returning force to our hands.
Right, yeah.
Well, hey, Cameron, how you doing, buddy?
A lot of things have happened as far as the rule shift too. You know, we've got this. Okay, no, that's changed. Now we got this. Okay, no, we're gonna go back to the original way. Now it's this. You know.
Yeah, but I'm curious if Quirion Ranger can spin off a new modern deck being reprinted into modern now. This is one of the most cards I'm hyped on to see if they'll make absolutely a completely new modern deck around it.
Yeah, I'm surprised if I didn't put it back in my deck. So you got me curious. I'm looking it up right now.
It's going to be an older version with the older frame, man. It's going to, I mean, I know what the card looks like because I got hundreds of them, you know. But yeah, I remember now when you said Vision, it's got the V on there. But I thought it was a Sword and Shield one.
So, Russ, what you need to run in your Elves deck is you need to go get yourself a Gaia's Cradle, Quirion Ranger, and that new legendary land that's basically like Urborg, which turns everything into forest. So now your Gaia's Cradle is a forest. Play Quirion Ranger, pop your Gaia's Cradles to your hand, replay your Gaia's Cradle. You got all kinds of mana.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish on a Gaia's Cradle. Holy crap.
No, you get the gold bordered one, man. They're a lot cheaper.
Nah. I got the real thing.
I'm talking to Russ.
No.
Russ has got the inkjet printer version.
I know. I hear you.
Pretty much. There's no way.
A few seconds ago, is Quirion Ranger good enough for modern? I am not a guy who makes proxies, but I'll tell you, that question alone, Josh, makes me want to play test with proxies.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play test with proxies, and then if it works out, I'll buy the cards for modern.
Right.
For Commander, I think we've talked about this before. If I own a copy of the card, I'm willing to proxy it across my other decks. So, but
it's not like it's an expensive card, right?
No, I looked it up. So, Quirion Ranger pre-release price right now is $1.
Yeah.
The one from Visions, which I like that artwork, it's actually dropped down to $4.
Wow, I didn't know it was up that high.
Yeah, it was up to about like somewhere between $8 and $10 before they spoiled this. So
like 100 of them when they're like a quarter a piece.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Yeah,
I'll have to dig for it. I have like 3 boxes of elf stuff that I had picked up and then I've had, so I'm pretty sure I have it. And it makes total sense too because I can untap my commander. Duh.
Yeah.
So I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty sure I have it. But so what was any other of the cards that you guys were like, we're pretty excited about?
Goblin Bombardment.
Is that really reprinted?
It's reprinted in this set. Goblin Bombardment is reprinted.
That's a good card.
And Sterling Grove's reprinted. It got spoiled today.
Okay. It's on the one that I have to keep scrolling for days. All right. Damn.
Goblin Bombardment is basically my favorite red sack outlet.
And it was spoiled today, or?
Oh, no. The Sterling Grove was spoiled today. Goblin Bombardment was spoiled somewhere in the last couple days. It's 1 red and a color, sacrifice a creature, deal 1 damage to any target. It's been reprinted multiple times, but it's reprinted in this set.
Did we cover Sterling Grove yet?
I was just talking about Sterling Grove.
Okay, sorry.
What are the colors?
Green white.
Yeah, Selesnya.
Okay,
so there's
on the first page.
There's actually a Selesnya. So
I know what you're talking about, actually.
So Boggles is in. It's not really well positioned in Modern, but Boggles is in Modern. This would be a great sideboard card for Boggles.
You see Nevin Rawls' disc?
I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, that was been out in the last like 3 sets, guys. Really?
The disc?
Yeah,
Except-
the disc.
Except for things like Commander Legends that doesn't put it into Modern.
Ah, okay.
That does not put cards
Correct.
into Modern. Modern.
Right.
This set will put that card back into Modern.
Right.
Gotcha.
So yes, it's reprinted Commander Legends and now Modern Horizons 2, but it's a little different. And they're using the same artwork that they used for Commander Legends.
Harmonic Prodigy. It's a red one. It costs 1 red, 1 other. Creature, human, wizard, prowess.
Yeah, the prowess one. Yeah.
1/3. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time.
Oh, rude.
It's only 1 red and 1 other, and I think that will see play.
I don't know. Right now, I'm curious in red, white prowess and Boros prowess and in red, blue prowess.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what you would cut for that, though.
I'm curious with this whole red white change that us as players and wizards are all going through. How's that going to affect Modern?
Well, the Boros prowess deck is pretty darn strong.
That's what I mean, man. And for them to change white like this, it's not going to just affect standard guys. It's going to affect. I mean, think about it, man. If these cards are, I mean, the power creep's real.
Yeah, and that card would be so much stronger if it didn't have that word other wizards, because it's a wizard itself. If it double triggered itself on prowess, that would be nuts.
They got that one that investigates and create or sacrifice clues. What was it?
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the card though.
Here it is. Lannis Cryptozoologist.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, 1 green, 1 blue. It's got a body of 1/2. Legendary creature, Snake Elf Scout.
Yeah, that's it right there. Let's have a look.
1 green, 1 blue.
All right. When a non-creature enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. Okay.
I see this is gonna see play.
See, I disagree with you on that one. I see it seeing play in Commander as a fun card. I don't see it in Modern. It's too dependent upon what your opponent is playing.
I see.
And your Investigate's not going to do any good because you're not going to have the 2 mana to be able to dump into it to be able to investigate. No, that's Clue.
Round table, though, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's all the opinions on the show. That's why we had the round table. I see this right here as being able to pull off some good combos, man. I mean, right now you got a sack outlet. I understand for clues, but what was that green one? Tireless Tracker?
Yeah, Tireless Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one that spawned all the clues, right? Made them artifact creatures.
Yeah, and this.
Yeah,
Okay.
whenever a land enters the battlefield, it was a landfall.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name, or was it a multi, or what?
The one that we're talking about is Tireless Tracker.
Tireless Tracker. Yeah.
But it's older. It's what was it?
From the original, the vampire one, Innistrad.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Tireless Tracker that made the clue tokens.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Tireless Tracker to make the.
It's green.
I know it's green and 2 other. I think.
Well, let's do a real quick look.
Yeah.
Because I have one in my Ashaya deck because it's one of my ways to go infinite.
Mm.
It is from Shadows over Innistrad.
I knew it was Innistrad, but I didn't know which one.
I didn't know which one either.
Yeah, I just think this card's going to see play, man. I mean,
The one that you were talking about, yeah.
Yeah, the cryptozoologist.
Yeah, I know where it is. There it is.
I mean, whenever another non-token creature, so whenever I play a creature, right, I investigate.
Yeah. Anytime I play a non-token creature, yes, perfect.
Help me out here. What do I do when I investigate?
You make a clue token.
I make a clue token. Okay.
Yep.
Sacrifice X clues. So right now I'm only going to have 1 if I put down 1 creature, right? I'm gonna sacrifice that. Target opponent reveals 1 card from the library. I may put a non-permanent card with mana cost value X or less among them onto the battlefield under my control. This is you got cards in Standard that are tearing up the format by doing stuff like that. And there are cards in Modern that aren't tearing up the format doing stuff like that. I think this guy right here is going to be heavily brewed upon.
I have a rule in Modern that I try to live by. I don't want to be dependent on my win percentage of what's in my opponent's deck.
I understand.
So that's the reason I just don't see this getting any play. It's too dependent upon what your opponent is playing.
I understand.
It may be a sideboard card, but I don't see it being played.
Would you consider yourself to be a spike player?
In Modern, I try to play as spiky as possible. I like to win.
That's probably okay. So that's probably why. Okay, so I'm not a spike player.
In Commander, I'm not a spike player. I mean, I have a couple of spike decks that I get out when everybody wants to play a high-powered game. But in Modern, I try to look for the best ways to win and play to the best of my capability.
Well, I think we all do, man. And in a format where you're dead turn 3 or 4 anyway, I think we all do. Right?
Yeah, I have some decks for Modern that are low dollar and they can win some, but their win percentage isn't going to be high, but the decks that I truly hone in, if I'm going to a Modern tournament, I'm not going to, play my budget mono black hand destruction deck. It's a lot of fun. It can win some games, but if I'm going to a tournament, I'm not playing it. If I'm going to play Modern for fun, that's a different story.
I mean, I could be wrong, right? There's going to be more cards printed in the future that are going to go with this guy. And I'm just telling you, man, that I think this guy right here is a sleeper.
The blue-green one, right? I'm sorry, I was kind of skipping ahead. I just noticed this card.
It's no, what's the white one?
That's the green Ulamog.
Right, but I'm thinking of the one card that's 1 white, and when it comes into play, you make a clue token. That's played in all the mono white decks because mono white needs draw. Simic doesn't need draw. I would rather play a.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's the reason that I just don't see it. It's not needed for that color pairing.
But does Simic have? I'm going to take your permanent and put it into play.
I mean, I'm sure they do. I don't know what the cards would be. They're just not played because it's too dependent upon what's in your opponent's library.
Right.
If you want to have fun in Modern, like you said, if you want to have fun and just want to have a casual time and you're playing kitchen table Modern, go for it. I think it will be a blast. If you're going to go to a Modern tournament and try to win prizes, it will never see play.
Right. Currently.
And I mean, the clue tokens are just such a mana drain.
I know. I know. But you got to admit, man, people were tearing it up with Tireless Tracker.
Yes. But he's also a 3/2 for 3. So,
yeah.
And he gets bigger. I mean, whenever you sack a clue token, he gets a +1/+1 counter. So you got a payoff there of getting a big beefy boy plus clue tokens to keep drawing you into more things, which is completely different than this that is dependent upon what you draw off your opponent's library.
Okay.
And it doesn't even deck them because the cards go back underneath on the bottom of their library, so it can't even go in a mill strategy.
Of course. I'm just liking the fact that it is 1 blue, it is 1 green, and it looks like you can have some real fun with it.
Question on this, guys. You guys were talking about modular or
modular.
Yeah.
Can you guys define it real quick? Because I'm a little confused.
This creature dies, you take all the +1/+1 counters that are on it and put it on another creature you want.
Oh, okay.
So the module in that particular, the modular one means that this will enter with a +1/+1 counter on it.
This also came out in Mirrodin, the original Mirrodin, not Scars, and that's back when they had the original affinity for artifact thing going on.
I see.
So they had taken out your stable cards like Cranial Plating and Skull Clamp and all these other cards that were just so broken. They cost 1 or 2 colorless. This card, let's see here. Let's dissect it. It's got modular 1, so you know it's going to come in with 1/1 counter on it. And then modular trigger ability would see. This isn't. I don't think this is going to be good for Modern.
No, I don't see it good for modern.
Yeah, I don't see even the bottom two abilities is not good for modern, man. I mean,
It's no arc bound. It is definitely not an arc bound. So
it's definitely not a pest mite either.
No, it's not.
So I really don't see this getting play. I don't see it.
I mean, it only comes with 1 too, so it's like, ooh.
Well, in modern though, you got to remember, the games go so quick, bud. You know?
No, I understand that. I'm just saying it only comes in with 1, so it's not like, ooh, like I don't know. It's not.
Well,
I don't see the excitement on this particular card.
They wanted it to be a thing, but I never lost to a modular deck.
And what's the advantage of destroying your own artifact?
No, there wasn't. It was like when your guy dies, you just Tron onto another creature.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the two big ones that were played in modern were Arcbound Ravager and Pestermite, right?
Yeah. Arcbound Ravager would actually bring another artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Nope. Arcbound Ravager is modular 1, and you can sack an artifact and put a +1/+1 counter on it.
That makes sense to me.
What was the one? Oh, yeah, it was Arcbound, wasn't it?
Yeah, Arcbound was played because in a lot of different situations, if Arcbound got removed, you just move things around.
And what was the one where you took an artifact and put it into play when that creature died?
Talk about Mirror Retriever?
Mirror Retriever. That's it. Mirror Retriever. Yeah.
Yeah, Mirror Retriever can make some pretty busted loops. I'm very familiar with artifact loops just because I do play mono white Tashar high powered and EDH.
Yeah, I mean, there are really some good cards in this set, man. Some are questionable. Like, why? Look at that. We got Coffers coming back. Do you have a copy of Cabal Coffers, Russ?
No. I have the one that cost 1 more from Domineer.
Well, keep up doing what you're doing, and you'll soon have a copy of Cabal Coffers.
I'm hoping I get one in my one and only collectors that I'm going to be able to get, that's coming in. Because the one that from Domineer, it costs 1 more, but
Well, the one from Domineer is also only for basic swamps, whereas Coffers is for any swamp, which is the reason it works with Urborg, whereas the one from Dominaria does not.
Ah, okay. I thought it was all, but I didn't really look too closely because it never dawned on me to do that. It just wasn't useful in any decks that I was throwing together. So
it's that stupid word "basic" that gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
That Mishra's factory, is that the only assembly worker we're getting in this?
I haven't seen another one spoiled yet.
I thought I saw something along those lines that it was an assembly worker by itself and it was a creature card coming out. Let me see.
Tomorrow's predictions, remember?
Yeah, because he talked about that. So it maybe just hasn't been spoiled yet. Wait, here's a really long-winded one. Let's see if this is it. Here it is. Yes, there it is. Artifact, creature, assembly worker. Yes. So, and if you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, create one of each instead. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it goes with that blue-green card.
There you go. But this costs 3, so I don't know, man.
Too slow, yeah.
But it'll go great into a Urza EDH deck.
I was just gonna say, it'd be great at Commander.
Yeah.
or actually, with this, it might go into Cat Oven because you get a food token no matter what you make.
That is interesting, though. I think we've only brought up 2 or 3 cards tonight that are worthy of going into Modern.
We've had more than that.
No, we because I'm scrolling trying to keep up with you guys on stuff. So I'm like, what is this 12 card? What is this?
So we've had Esper Sentinel. We have had Suspend. We have had.
That's Domain.
Do what?
That one's the one he's looking at is Domain.
Oh.
So basically, it tells you right there. If you got a forest, a mountain, and a plains, then it'll cost 6 less. Yep.
I'm racking my brain trying to think, how does this fit in Modern though?
Well, if you got a 5-color control deck, this comes out for 2. And you don't tap your lands except for 2 lands.
Yeah, but I mean, when are you getting that many lands up?
Well, you got lands. There's a lot of land decks in Modern.
Yeah, and a control deck typically will, if it's
Well, slow them down. Okay.
Yeah, it'll push a game out to turn 6 or turn 7.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then you keep this bad boy down, kind of like
so it can be a finisher for a control deck.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say a long time ago when I played 5-color control, I would do Band and a whole bunch of other stuff, and then my win condition would have been a Brood Mod Dragon.
That was way back in control days.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that this right here, it almost is like you could do a 5-color control deck or something, or even a 4-color control deck, and then you pop this guy down, But you really want 5 to make it cost 2. Still too slow.
Now, Soul Herder's a reprint, but there is a Soul Herder Modern deck that's built around Soul Herder. If you want to talk about modern decks, there is Modern Soul Herder. It is a tier 1.5, tier 2 deck. It's fun.
Oh, Bob was, I don't know where Bob was saying, but it's brutal with Smothering Tithe. What are you referring to there, Bob? Sorry, I missed that, man.
Yeah, brutal with Smothering Tithe. Yeah.
Anything's brutal with Smothering Tithe.
You can say that.
Right.
Yeah, I think I see somebody play Smothering Tithe, and I'm just like, brutal.
Yeah. Because you don't want to pay the mana for them not to have that treasure token, so you're like,
So there you go.
I think he's talking about the 3-mana artifact you were talking about, that whenever a treasure token is created, you get a clue token and a food token.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
Right there by your Chevrolet X. That white for 1 white. Yeah, right there. That 1 white for 1 white. What is that guy?
That's Ephemerate. That's a reprint from Modern Horizons 1. That goes great with Grief. Because you can cast Grief for free, and then you can Ephemerate, and then you get to keep Grief on the battlefield.
And you can rebound it, which means you get to cast it again next turn for free, right?
Right.
This is sick.
Nice.
This is sick.
That is sick with Grief.
Yeah, that is sick. This right here is I need 4 of those.
Well, go get them out of your Modern Horizons 1 stuff. I'm sure you have a million of them.
I really don't, man. That was one set I didn't go crazy over, and now I'm kind of kicking myself in the rear over it.
They're super cheap.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go pick up
Yeah.
So you're saying I don't have to wait.
I might even have some. I only got 1 box of Modern Horizons and lost all the rares way back when.
And actually, Ephemerate was just reprinted as a Mystical Archive as well, if you want to have fancy art.
Yep, it was.
Art. I don't need fancy art. I just never knew this card existed.
It's an amazing card. Absolutely love it.
I see that.
Ranger Captain of Eos is running.
It's back.
Yeah, it's running Heliod Coco. Just to protect your combo turns. And also so that way you can go get your Walking Ballista.
You know what? Yeah. I think that Chevrolet ad just wants to be there, bud.
I know, man. I keep taking it off and it's just like, nope.
Don't worry about it anymore, man. It's going to be like YouTube or something, It's cool.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, we got a new person, Charles Roser. Welcome. If you haven't already, guys, hit that like button and subscribe. We appreciate it. That's how we thrive here. Not to mention, also, we do tons of giveaways on this channel, so I don't want you guys to miss out. But we're kind of thumbing through. You guys are rattling off mad cards, so I'm trying to keep up. Was there anything else that really stood out for you guys?
Yeah, the planeswalkers that aren't so good.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Dakon is okay, I guess.
Well, they came out with a planeswalker today that kind of makes sense by putting Dakon with it.
What was another planeswalker today?
Yeah,
because I seen Grist the Hunger Tide and Dakon.
I'm talking about that black-green one. I think that's the one.
Oh, the Grist, yeah.
Let me see that.
The bad art one that they're selling to us as alternate art.
I don't care about the art right now. I just want to see the. Yeah, I think it goes good with this one. That planeswalker that's 1 blue, 1 green, 1 black. The Dakon. I think it goes great with this one, but
I'm actually kind of curious about this one because from a commander standpoint, because it says as long as it's not on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature. Is that a way to skirt around? And does that mean this can be your commander? Is it a legendary 1/1 insect creature or just a regular insect creature?
I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I saw Sheldon Menery put out a thing on Facebook saying that yes, Grist can be your commander. And the new rules update will explain why. I just haven't read the new rules update yet to know the ruling on it to help you guys understand. But I can tell you that Grist can be your commander.
And that's coming from the RC?
That's coming from Sheldon Menery.
Okay.
Well, this one, and I asked about this when it popped up to one of you guys. I don't know, man. Anyways, so it's a 1/1 insect. So basically, if you have anything to fetch insects or anything like that, or a creature or something like that, you can do that when it's not on the battlefield. I had a little confusion on this card, but it is cool, I guess. If you want to fetch a creature, it is considered a 1/1 insect. If that makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to read this word for word. I just hope I don't get in trouble. Will I get in trouble for reading something off Facebook?
No?
You shouldn't. You just gave it loyalties by saying it's on Facebook, and Facebook's open especially
source.
if it's open source, especially if it's a public group.
Well, it's not a group. It's from a person.
Right, but
Okay.
was that post made in a public group like EDH group?
It was not.
Or
It was not.
give them credit and go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess.
Sheldon Menery, he's a real good friend of mine, guys. Yes, Grist, Grist. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing and spelling it right. Can be your commander. The new rules update
Really?
explain exactly why. Period.
Really?
Yeah. I want to reiterate that I haven't had a chance to go look at the rules update, but I want to be able to explain why. I just can't at this time.
Well, no, it would make sense though, because he's a legendary in his title. So if he's considered a 1/1 insect while he's not on the battlefield, that would make sense.
Right. I was going to say the fact that he's legendary shouldn't really. I mean, if you catch my drift, But the whole 1/1 insect thing, I can see how it could be. You can do a shenanigan to make it do that, but I don't want to put my foot where it doesn't belong. I do want to look up the rules update and.
Oh yeah, he put it on Twitter too. Yes, it can be your commander. For you rules wonks, please wait for rules update to explain exactly why.
Right. So maybe the rules just haven't been published yet. It's probably why I haven't read it, but I'm just cooped up with so many projects, man. I haven't had time, if they are out there, to read it yet.
Hey, if it's coming from the RC, I take it as gospel.
Right. And Sheldon's like what, the head of the RC, right?
He's the head of the RC, yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is when you asked did it come from the RC, I know about the rules committee, okay? I just wanted to be a man to stand firm and say, well, it's coming from Sheldon, if that means anything. And I hope
if it's coming from Sheldon, as far as I'm concerned, it's coming from the RC.
It's liquid gold, baby. It's liquid.
Yep.
There you go.
So the last card, I'm curious what kind of we've talked about, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 different cards that will make it into Modern, probably. I'm curious also about Urza's Saga.
Yeah, that one.
Because you got it right there. You had it right up on your page just a second ago.
Yeah. So it's interesting conceptually, if anything, but it doesn't cost anything.
Somebody put out a combo today about it, an old card with this for a combo.
Well, and then for your Coco decks, it's just another way to search up your Walking Ballista.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or if you're playing Karn the Great Creator and you've taken Liquimetal Coating out of your sideboard and put it in your main board, it'll allow you to go get your Liquimetal Coating if you're playing Tron to just absolutely annihilate your opponent's mana base.
I think with this set, they got the rarity level right on this one. I think it's rare, and it should be rare for this set.
Oh, I agree.
Bob said it's too slow for Modern.
I disagree.
Yeah. I disagree.
Is that MTG Gaming Bob saying that?
Yes.
I disagree, Bob.
I disagree also.
Should we go and explain why?
Yeah.
Well, just because this is a 3-tier saga, if you drop it on turn 1, that means that by turn 3, if you're playing Heliod Company, more than likely you have the win on board. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, or if you're playing, there's a lot of, I mean, that's the big one. You know, I'm sure there are other decks that can take just as much of advantage of this. So
here's a question I have. So this is an enchantment land Urga saga. So you wouldn't be able to play land and this. You'd only be able to play this, right?
Correct. And yeah.
Okay. I can see why you'd say it's slow then.
I mean, MTG Gaming Bob is saying it messes with your curve. Yes really. And no. If you design your deck to be able to deal with this, because you get colorless mana for 3 turns. So, or at least for 2 turns. And in a turn 4 format, you get colorless on turn 1, turn 2. After your untap step during your upkeep phase, you can technically tap this in response to that 3rd trigger and do something at instant speed on your upkeep phase.
Now, is Bob talking about how you're going to lose this land?
He's talking about it takes a land drop, and I'm fine with it taking
I'm fine with it taking a land drop too, but if you're talking about, Bob, I hope he can clarify. If you're talking about you're going to lose this land, if that's what he's talking about, I see where he's coming from, but it's not going to slow me down as a Modern player.
Nope.
Not one iota.
And it looks like NE5 is agreeing with us, saying that it's very playable in the right Modern deck. And I do agree with that. It takes the right Modern deck.
Correct.
Like any of these cards.
Correct.
You just can't throw it anywhere. But
I'll say one step further too. There's no way this would go into a Vintage deck. Okay.
Oh no.
Right. But for Modern, this sits home. This feels nice.
This feels perfect with it being 3 levels. It's not legendary. It feels great.
What do you think about this card, Russ?
Well, I don't play Modern, so
do you think you can see yourself playing with this card?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because the only way I would play with this card would be in a Commander deck, and
go get your Soul
I don't
Ring.
see. Yeah. Okay.
Go get your Mana Crypt. Go get your Mana Vault. Go get.
Yeah, exactly. No, I could kind of see it playing a part in a deck, but I just don't. It's not really registering with me at the moment. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, I do know what you mean. I wanted to know your opinion.
Yeah, yes. It looks all right. It's just I don't know. I'm not playing anything that's too artifact heavy as of yet. It's nice, but on turn 3, I'm looking for a 0 or 1 cost artifact.
Always looking for mana ramps. So
it
allows you to always go get your Soul Ring, which means that you've now replaced something that you've lost with 2 mana.
Correct.
This is going to be an EDH. I hate to say
it could be an EDH staple. Yeah,
it's going to be an EDH staple in anything that's 1, 2, or probably 3 colors. You start getting into some wonky things with 4 and Wooburg.
You got to remember too, this is a historic card.
Yes.
Sometimes people forget sagas are historic.
They are, which is the reason it's going in my Teshar tech.
No.
Yeah. I want my Walking Ballista on turn 3, so that way I can win on turn 4.
Did Bob clarify or no?
Bob said he'd played in Commander.
No, I'm talking about, like, is he talking about on turn 3 you're going to lose this? Is that what he's talking about?
He said it messes with your curve and it takes a land drop. But he played in Commander. Other than that, Gaming Bob hasn't said why he disagrees with us.
Yeah, it's not going to really hurt me to play this for a land. I mean, I still get a land, you know?
Yeah, for sure. If you're playing multiple colors, I could definitely see it. But me, I'm trying to focus on like 2-color or, of course, my Juns. So typically don't run into too many land issues. If I'm doing anything with green, I have a lot of options to get my lands in. So, but I could definitely see this in a Commander deck for sure, especially if I'm running all 3.
I'll tell you what, we used to call artifacts brown. That's what we call them. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And this right here is I don't
brown as it gets.
I don't like to throw around the word lightly, but I'm just going to throw it out there real quick. It's godly. You know, this card right here.
Oh, snap.
I'm happy they made a card like this. And I think it's properly named too.
I would agree. Now we just need to have a enchantment land for his brother Feldon and an enchantment land.
Yeah.
Well, we need Urza's Legacy and Urza's Destiny also.
Right.
And Urza's Restroom for sure.
Go ahead, Russ. We got it.
So
time. We got 4 minutes.
So Gaming
Yeah.
Bob said, I'm saying it may have a place in some specific modern decks,
Right.
but I don't personally think that he would play it in modern personally. And
Fair enough.
I have no problem with that at all. I don't think it's going to be a modern staple in every single deck. I think that it will be played in modern in very specific decks that it's designed around.
Yeah, and I see it's going to be heavily played. It's not going to go in my mono blue deck. There's no way that's going in my mono blue deck. There's not a spot for that guy whatsoever. So I agree with you, Gaming Bob, on that. You know, it's not going to go in every deck. But is this going to go in Tron? Yeah. Is this going to go into a historic deck? Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there'll be room.
Oh, it's going in that that one that's a 10/10 trample that doesn't untap unless you put down a historic card.
Yeah.
It's going in that deck.
For sure.
That deck's not colorless and historic cards anyway. You got the what's it called?
Let's just play it with Traxos.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Traxos. You got Traxos. The whole prison deck with the
yeah, Traxos is a 7/7 though.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. He's a big guy with trample. He doesn't untap until he's done historic card.
Yeah.
Deck's made out of stuff like that. And it's prison style.
Yeah, that's Traxos.
Yeah, you tax your opponent for playing cards and stuff, and this Urza Saga goes in that deck.
That's a pretty fringe deck.
I know. Cringeworthy it is.
Oh, for sure, guys. Well, I tell you what, guys, I really appreciate you guys rolling through. It's been a very fun roundtable. We're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. So was there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up, especially on the spoilers, any other cards that I have to kind of rush to find?
I'm not coming up with any on the top of my head, man. I really wished we could have found that one blue card that turned artifacts where you can just convoke them, basically.
I know what you're talking about too. I can't remember the name, and it's not popping up. Did it just pop up today, or it's been out, right?
I think it came up today.
Okay. It's just because I don't have the good site to pull it up. So the reason why. Remember, I was scrolling through that one, and it was just taking forever, and we just kept repeating the cards. It's like, oh, yeah.
That's okay. When is spoiler season over?
Well, we got 2 weeks, so we got the end of this week and next week. So I will probably be coming out, maybe get with Light Total or something, and kind of go more in depth on some of these cards. But I did want to touch base with it again next week. We'll probably be towards the end of spoiler season. But again, if there's any topics you guys out there watching would like us to talk about here on MTG Roundtable, please by all means bring it to us or comment after the show's done, and that way we can go back and but if you have any topics that you want to bring up, John, same with you, Sword and Josh, feel free to bring them to the table. I mean, it'd be awesome.
All right, bud. Well, I know the show's about to end, but that's my bell ringing.
No, for sure. I
love it when we get to talk modern.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And it's so funny. There's 5 modern cards in the set so far.
I didn't keep count, but there's quite a few in here that are going to be playable in tier 1 modern decks probably, and then there's even more that are going to be playable in fringe modern decks.
Nice.
But I'm jumping out the show, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah. All right, bud. Have a good night,
there
man.
with you.
You too,
Have
man.
a good night, Cryptic.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you guys for joining. And again, for you out there, so thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. We do this every Thursday starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And please, on your way out, please smash that like button. If you thought it sucked, hit that dislike button. It helps help us come up with better stuff. But, it helps as far as YouTube algorithms and all that fun stuff. So I appreciate it. And Charles, sorry, I I do remember seeing you way back when, but I don't see you too often during live stream, so I thought you were brand new. But thank you for staying a subscriber. I appreciate it, man. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you so much for hanging out. Josh, I hope you have a good night, too. And everyone out here, I will catch you next time. Bye.